All the answers, because you always have the answers, because you're so good at this. And we do think breakfast, you've got to wake up, first thing to do is feed yourself.
Yeah.
Good breakfast sets you up for the day.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of people that feel like they need to eat the second they get out of bed, and that's the kind of message that we've been told for years. But the key thing is we do need to have a decent gap overnight without food. So around about 10 to 12 hours overnight communicates with our body that this is time to rest. And there's lots of important body processes that go on when we're not eating, that natural fast that we have.
The problem with that, though, is that cuts out the late night snacking, the late night dinners.
Yeah. So one of the problems with people not feeling hungry in the morning is that they've often, so many of us eat late into the evening, and then it's not surprising that we don't want to eat something first thing in the morning. But I definitely wouldn't say that if you're not hungry in the morning, don't force yourself to eat just because it's the morning time. You just need to make sure that when you are hungry in the morning, that your first meal is nutritionally balanced, and that's where a lot of people who don't have breakfast at home can kind of go a bit skewed, because often if you haven't eaten breakfast at home, it's the cake or the scone and the coffee that is the easiest option. So it's looking at the quality of the breakfast that you have when you're ready to eat it.
Right. So you're thinking about 10 to 12 hours, you're not eating at home, you come to work, but it's best to bring your own breakfast in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So one of the issues with a lot of breakfast is that they can be very high in starchy foods, low in protein, and low in healthy fat. So I've got a couple of examples here for things that you are portable or easy to make at work or at home if you're ready to eat at that time. So a Bircher muesli, which is just some oats, and if you've got the nuts and seeds with milk and yogurt. Porridge, put some peanut butter on there to boost the protein up. You can also add a couple of tablespoons of milk powder as well as milk.
Milk powder?
Yeah, to boost the protein content of it.
Okay.
Because by itself, it's quite low protein. If you're a cereal person, how I have it is I have a decent amount of yogurt with fruit and use the cereal as a sprinkle.
So this is a cool concept, actually, because I'm a muesli cereal person.
Yes.
And you mostly it's cereal, and then you put a little bit of yogurt on top, some fruit, that's it. But you're saying switch.
Swap the ratio around. So yeah, increasing the protein, and because that'll make you feel fuller for longer. And then with your kind of breakfast here, some people might need 2 slices of toast, but good amount of protein, healthy fat, because that's going to actually make you feel fuller for longer. And then it kind of sets you up for that day, because you don't want to start nibbling and grazing, because that's another issue that we have. People pick and nibble and graze all day long.
All day, every day.
Yeah, and kids are now often, almost scared of being hungry. And that's part of the problem why a lot of children don't eat proper meals, is because they pick and they graze. We actually have a really good ability to regulate our appetite, and hunger's not something to be scared of.
Are children scared of it, or have we taught them to be scared of being hungry?
Yeah, well, we've taught them to be scared of it,
right?
Because food is around all the time, and when they're really little, they can get very irritable without food, and they do need to eat more regularly than adults. But if it's 10 minutes before dinner, it's fine for them to wait and actually feel those normal, those feelings of hunger, because it's all part of the body doing what it needs to do. And when we are, a lot of people late at night eating and not having that big gap overnight, it causes issues with your weight, with your mood, or hormonal imbalances, all sorts of things.
I know a lot of people want to tell everybody around them that there is an important meal of the day.
Yeah.
And it's always changing. Everyone's got their own opinions.
Yeah.
So if it's not breakfast, is it one of the others, or is it just eat well?
Well, there's no one size fits all, and different patterns of eating work for different people. But essentially, we need to kind of condense them into the hours that we're awake and not too close before bedtime.
Right.
And snacking it's helpful for some people. For other people, 3 meals is fine, and a small snack. But it's basically spreading it out, getting the nutrients over a week, and not having to feel like you need to eat the same amount every day. A child is able to regulate their appetite when they're left to their own devices very well. As adults, we often feel like we need to eat a certain amount each day. But some days you need to eat twice as much as the others, and that's fine.
Yeah.
We need to kind of get back to our natural cues and regulating it.
And very, very quickly, is it healthy to do those 5-day juice fast things?
Yeah, well, there's lots of different opinions on those, and whether they work better than other weight loss methods is kind of up for debate.
So it's weight loss, isn't it?
Yeah. And if you're pregnant, definitely not. They can work for some people, but it's about looking at what you can sustain long term, but certainly going for periods without eating and that overnight fast is really the thing to be aiming for.
Thank you so much. 10 to 12 hours overnight. I'm going to have to stop having my smoothie on the way into work.
Yeah, what time are you driving to work? 3?
2:30.
2:30. Which means,
Shift it a little bit later,
Okay.
or just shift the meal at the other end of the day.
Oh.
Yeah. But you're pregnant. You
I
need to
can
make
eat
sure you
whenever.
feed yourself.
Keep eating.